Hi everyone, I want to talk a little bit more today about how I became an agency represented model. So I'm currently represented by three modeling agencies and they're mostly in the commercial space. So that's slightly different to what you see on like magazines and like Vogue. My agent's more things that you see in every day, so like commercials, lifestyles, and also other shoots that I do is like jewelry and beauty as well. I started, I'll say, like gaining an interest since I was about 11 years old. I loved runway. I loved looking at it. I'd literally be up at like 3 a.m. in the morning, just literally watching all these fashion shows. It was like my biggest thing. So I guess I would say in terms of how I looked, I was a little bit like I was tall, but I suppose body wise, it was evolving. So I had my own little insecurities. But I tried going to like the big modeling agencies like Neves or like Next Model Agents and all these other ones. But I did not have the look. Like most of them were skinny and like size zeros. So I didn't have the look, but I had the confidence and I believed in myself. So I tried these modeling agencies and I just kept getting rejected. And I'm not gonna lie, like I think there's a lot of people that do get rejected quite a lot, that do have that body type. But for me, it was a big learning curve to actually realize that I wouldn't be in these kind of modeling agencies just because I don't fit that look that they're looking for on the runway. So I had to kind of, I suppose, understand what my strengths were, and I still am a little bit. So I started building my own portfolio and I started doing time for print, which is when you work with a photographer for free and then you get the photos. So it's kind of like an exchange. So both of you are kind of building your portfolio. And I still recommend kind of doing that. Like it doesn't matter at what point you are. You still do these like test shoots or time for print shoots. So I started doing that, working with a few photographers that were just absolutely lovely. And then just kind of went on from there, building a portfolio. And I started doing a bit more reading into like agencies that would be more suitable for me. So I started applying to more commercial-based agencies, and I did kind of, I was getting rejected to a few, but as my portfolio started to get stronger, I started getting a bit more interest and then getting more representation. So it took quite a lot of trial and error for me to kind of find out what my niche was, what my strengths were, and the kind of portfolio that I'll be happy doing as well. I think it's really important that if you want to get into an agency and, kind of wanting to build your own portfolio, is that you should also be doing something that you're interested in, but also knowing what your strengths are. I think that's a really, really important message. And I put myself onto a platform known as Star Now. So I've had them for ages. So I would look for jobs, and to be quite honest, it's where I got most of my jobs, more than I did with an agent. But having an agent, I think the strength was that you were credible as a model and you would get like some really, really good jobs. I think a lot of brands would trust agencies to be able to know exactly the kind of look that they're looking for. For me, modeling is not my primary job, but I can definitely say the skill sets that I've built have helped me so much in terms of what I do now. And also it's helped me to gain my interest in some of the things that I wouldn't have done if I didn't do modeling. For example, I have experience in the fashion industry, in the beauty industry, and that's really helped me to want to focus on those things on my projects, my PhD, which will be on sustainability. And I'm focusing more on the beauty industry, particularly black hair industry. That's a massive thing as well. Even within modeling, I know that there's a lot of models, a lot of black models who don't really feel as represented, or people don't know how to do their hair. So that's where my passion came from, just my own experience of going into sets and people don't know what to do with my hair, or me having to learn how to do my hair as well. Just hope you guys enjoyed kind of learning a bit more about my journey. I can go a little bit more into depth. If anyone has any questions for me, I am happy to help, because I know that this industry can be exploitative. And I just want people to be safe, but to also feel more confident. So I'm going to try to do a bit more of these series, just kind of talk a little bit more about my journey, but also things that you should look out for if you're interested in modeling. But thank you so much for watching.